I see there's a debate in the chat right now. We're talking best comedies of all time. Superbad has been mentioned. For my money, best movie, best comedy of all time is Waiting for Guffman. If you've never seen it, go see it. Done by the same guys who did Spinal Tap. It is amazing, but that's neither here nor there. Welcome to Daryn Jones Live. We are totally live, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, right here on the old YouTube box. Subscribe, like, wank, do whatever you want. You're in the privacy of your own home. If you're on a bus, subscribe and like, but don't wank because you will go to jail. Okay, so we're talking about President Trump and the big Supreme Court nomination. Human beings are so fucking stupid. We really are. This is a great time to talk about rule number 3 on the show. Can we just fucking chill? People losing their goddamn minds because, of course, Donald Trump is the president. He gets to announce who will be on the Supreme Court. So everyone losing their mind because clearly it's going to be somebody who trends conservative in their judgments. And that concerns people who are on the left side of the spectrum. Conservatives are thrilled because they get to take over the Supreme Court. But people are acting like the judge they're going to put on is like fucking Scott Baio or Omarosa or just... And because Trump is like... You never know what you're going to get. Scott Baio could very well be the nominee for the Supreme Court. You don't know. So, Trump puts out this tweet. It's Tuesday night. It's prime time, 8 p.m. All the networks are picking it up. He's got his own TV show again. It's time to announce the Supreme Court nominee. And we just all take it, hook, line, and sinker. We just lose our fucking minds depending on what side of the political spectrum we are. We're worried. It's a thing. It's a how could he do this? What's he gonna do? Blah, blah, blah. We need to fucking chill because we're too fucking stupid for our own goods. We lose our minds. And we're dumb. And we're just like little fireflies when we see stuff. Ooh, what's that? Shiny, shiny, shiny. Perfect example. I'm looking for footage of the big announcement. He did it tonight, 8 Eastern. 5 Pacific, a couple hours ago. And we'll get to the who he picked, what this person's credentials are, people's reactions, and then I've got some other news about Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, coming after Fox News for a tweet about the horrific terrorist attack in Quebec City on that mosque last night. So we'll talk about that in a second. But I'm looking for footage of the Supreme Court because this is what everyone's talking about. I go to CNN. This is why people are fucking stupid. This is the top video on CNN right now. This snake got stuck where? And what do? Do you think I clicked on it? Fuck yeah. Where did the snake... This is the problem with news. It's all clickbait. 8 p.m. SCOTUS announcement, Supreme Court announcement, 8 p.m. You gotta be there. Watch our feed. We're going live. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna jerk on. It's gonna be a fucking jizz fest. Crazy. CNN's got the coverage. We also got this video. This snake got stuck where? Ooh, I'm also curious about this news, CNN. Should we watch the video? Hit the thumbs like if you want to watch the video. And we are 100% absolutely live, by the way, if you're wondering how the show is built. There's our chat room. We're going to get into the chat room in a few minutes because everybody's a lovely, lovely person. Peter's here, Daniel's here, Carly, what's up? Jordan Milner, how are you? Hard not to want to wank when we're talking about Trump's scrotus. No, SCOTUS. Different thing. We're not talking about his scrotus. We're talking about his SCOTUS. Different. You could wank over both, but totally different. El Nino Sun says Reefer Madness is a great movie. Okay, so shall we get into the video of the snake that got stuck where? Fuck yeah.
Resident Ashley Glowey says she and her pet ball python named Bart are inseparable.
Oh.
When
she put him where? Oh, in her ear. That's the problem with clickbait. It's one thing if you're just a bullshit channel like mine. It's another one when you're CNN. This snake got stuck where? Because obviously the first thing I'm like, oh, in her bum or vagina. I gotta click. No, in her, like, dongly earbed. And I know, is that still a trend for all you young people out there? Is that still a thing where you stretch it up, you have the big, you put your hand through it? Have you found that makes you more or less employable in life the older you get? And what do you do when you got this hanging thing floating around? I'm not judging. I'm just asking the people that got the flappy bits of skin. What do you do when a snake crawls through it? Let's find out.
Around her shoulders the other day, they suddenly got a little too inseparable.
Can you imagine being this reporter? Hey, what's my story today? SCOTUS, am I going down to the Washington? No, we got this, you're going to interview somebody who got a snake in her head. Glad I went to journalism school. But again, this is why fucking people hate news, because this is so clickbaity.
Well, it felt like he struck at my ear.
Yes.
I froze instantly. I didn't move because I really thought he was attacking the side of my head.
Wow.
Talk about an earful.
Oh! Talk about an earful. Talk about a snake going through your flabby labia ear.
Pythons just like hiding in holes. Ashley grabbed some cooking oil.
I tried to get him out myself, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to without hurting him, pulling him back against his scales.
Ball pythons, by the way, aren't...
What the fuck? This is not news. Local man has giant shit. Footage at 11. This is not news. Somebody got a snake in their ear? Come on, guys.
Poisonous, they constrict their prey. First, the fire department.
Oh my God.
But had no luck.
This is a real journalist. She's a woman who is a journalist. This is what... Dude. We are getting to the SCOTUS pick in a sec. Hang on.
Moving the snake. Then Ashley had someone drive her to the hospital emergency room.
She went to the hospital.
No one asked Bart the snake if he had insurance. Instead, they numbed Ashley's ear.
By the way, Obamacare might be canceled. There might be 50 million people without insurance, including the snake. But I'm a rich reporter, so I've got lots of... CNN has a great medical plan.
Ear and applied lube.
What?
String or something in between my ear and the snake, and stretched my ear out more and pulled him back through.
Wow.
And all was well.
Her ear was irritated and bruised, but Bart was fine.
How is this still going on? This story should be 4 seconds long. Local former emo gets snake in ear. Regrets life decisions. That's the video.
He acted like nothing even happened. It was totally chill.
Oh, just chill.
Take comfort in your tattoo, Ashley. This too shall pass, right through your earlobe.
Holy fuck, this is a professional reporter. What the fuck is going on, you guys? We're getting dumber, and most of it's our fault, but we can blame this kind of shit.
Jeannie Mo, CNN. New York.
Oh my God, well done, bravo. Where do you fill out the form to get a Pulitzer? Can we line her up? She deserves a Pulitzer for sure, 100%. Okay, so that's that. Now, let's get into the other reality show. Tonight at 8 o'clock, boom! Usually, the Supreme Court pick is announced in the Rose Garden. It's the nomination, my nominee, my pick is blah, 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 and away we go. Not Trump. He's like, fuck, we're going big. Prime time, 8 p.m. Let's go. Let's go. Force all the networks. And the question I have for you tonight, I heard a lot of people saying, it's outrageous. It's outrageous that all the networks should not cover this. What do you think about that? Should the networks not have covered this? Because I'm of the opinion, that's not a fair thing to ask the networks to do. This is the president. He has an announcement, something that was talked about on the campaign trail a ton. It was a huge focus for the last year of Barack Obama's presidency because he wasn't allowed to get his pick, which is bullshit. But anyways, how can they not cover it? It is news. Everybody is watching every move that Donald Trump makes right now. Of course they have to cover it. It's not fair. It's not fair. Keith Olbermann's boycott this coverage. Do not participate in televised propaganda. Get bad rating. No, you can't do that. It's just not fair. Show the networks not to watch. I mean, you cannot watch it, but you can't expect the news networks and the networks to not. This is legitimately news. And if they were suppressing it because they don't want to bend to his whim every time Trump wants to go on TV, it's not right. So anyways, Trump gets on his Twitter, getting ready to be important decision. And this is the thing. It's the Apprentice Supreme Court edition. So everyone's losing their fucking minds. Everyone's going crazy. And again, this is guys, can we just chill? It's probably not going to be Scott Baio or Omarosa or Flava Flav. Flava Flav would be very exciting. Very exciting. Roe versus giant clocks would be overturned. Definitely. Okay, so people are losing their minds. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Okay, so, and Trump loves it. So here it is, the big announcement. And again, I think I'm watching this tonight, I realized this is what he lives for. I'm not convinced he really gives a shit about the minutia of being the president. He likes the idea, this is me speculating, the idea of getting on TV at 8 o'clock, everybody drop what they're doing, I got something to say, flick it. This is, I think, because watch the announcement, and then what he says at the end is just so telling.
Today I am keeping another promise to the American people by nominating Judge Neil Gorsuch of the United States Supreme Court to be of the United States Supreme Court. And I would like to ask Judge Gorsuch and his wonderful wife Louise to please step forward.
And accept this rose.
Please, Louise, Judge.
So, Judge Gorsuch. People lose their fucking... Wait, what? Oh, wait, we're not very well educated on who the potential picks are. We realize that we don't really even know much about any of these people. We all lost our shit, and we got tricked to watch this thing and be invested, and who's he gonna pick, and we realize we don't know much about it. Okay, we're gonna talk about who he picked in a second, but this is just so beautiful. This is so President Trump. The end. He makes the big announcement. This is what he cares about.
Here they come. Here they come.
It's like a beauty contest. Here they come. Why don't you do a little spin, Judge? Here they come. Do a little twirl for us, Judge. That's the Judge's wife. Like, I think people were expecting like a literal fucking monster to show up. No, this is the ball game right here.
So was that a surprise? Was it?
Was that not? That right there is the whole ball game.
Today I am keeping another promise.
How great was that? Was that entertaining? Were you entertained? Did I not put together a great spectacle of the Supreme Court nominee process? Wasn't that like, guys, can you kudos to me for doing this? Guys, can we bring it back to me? I just did the announcement. Well done. Right, guys? You're clapping. You were clapping for the judge, but now you're clapping for me, right? The way I entertained and did the drama. So good. It's so good. One more time.
So was that a surprise? Was it?
Was it the greatest fucking thing ever? Okay, so we'll get into who this guy is and if it matters in a second. We're also going to talk about Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, asking Fox News to correct a very damaging tweet about the terror attack in Quebec City on that mosque. So we'll get into that in a second. I do want to get into our fabulous people here. And if you're just joining us for the very first time, I'm Daryn Jones. You're watching Daryn Jones Live. How are you? We do the show live 4 nights a week, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. We do news, we do comedy, social issues. Anything you're talking about, we're talking about. That's kind of our motto. And if you want to be more involved in the show, facebook.com/Daryn Jones. That's where we build the show each and every day. Peter says Trump was expecting applause, LOL. It's just special effects. Will you accept this rose? Being a president really strokes his ego, says Daniel. Yeah, absolutely. I could actually see Trump doing The Bachelor after being president. Oh, absolutely. This is what he lives for. He lives for the show and everyone going, nice job. Somebody says, off topic, but do you like 21 Pilots? I don't know. The blurry face people? Sure, yeah. Love it. Cutlaw Crew says, fuck YouTube chat, you're so laggy. That's not my fault. Okay, so there you go. On Snapchat, that's where I do a lot of great nudes, great stuff. And subscribe to this channel right now. And all my our new family members, welcome. We have a couple of rules for this channel before we get into the topics of conversation. Don't be an asshole. It's very difficult in this day and age not to be an asshole, but you can do it. Just don't be a dick. You know those moments when you decide to be a dick? Just don't do it, okay? Don't be an asshole. Rule number 2, this is a very good suggestion. I live by this. Don't argue on the internet. If an egg is calling you out, ignore the fucking egg, okay? And 3, this is a great example today of putting things into perspective. You know the announcement of the Supreme Court nominee is going to be conservative. How conservative? Who knows? People going crazy this way, that way. Just fucking chill. Find out, learn, whatever. Either you're going to be thrilled by the decision or you're not, whatever. Okay, so Gorsuch. Old Trump announced Gorsuch and then gave himself a round of applause. Gorsuch, excuse me.
So was that a surprise?
Wasn't that fucking, you know, guys? Give it up for me, everybody. Okay, so who is this guy? Well, he's a fucking judge, you guys. Like, people expect him to come out there and be like, boo, boo. Here's a list of the people I hate.
You and your team.
Oh, he speaks like a normal human being.
In this process.
Oh, he's a human being.
Trusted me
with
a
opinions.
most solemn assignment.
You may not agree with his opinions.
Standing here in a house of history and acutely.
And again, just watch Trump in the background. It's just so, like, if he's not talking, he's not listening. It's amazing.
Be aware of my own imperfections. I pledge that if I'm confirmed, I will do all my powers permit.
He's like so bored right now.
Faithful servant of the Constitution and laws.
He's so not
of this
listening.
Great country.
Like, he's just like, wrap it up so I can. People are bored. Wrap it up. You gotta be more entertaining, Gorsuch. I regret picking you already.
For the last decade, I've worked as a federal judge in a court that spans 6 Western states.
Oh, wait, like you're an actual qualified judge? You're not like some evil conservative monster? Oh.
Serving about 20% of the continental United States and about 18 million people.
Like, he's an
the
actual
men and women
judge,
I've worked
right?
with at every level in our circuit are an inspiration to me.
Trump is learning all this for the first time, by the way.
I've watched them fearlessly tending to the rule of law.
Like, he's a
enforcing
judge,
the promises
right?
of our Constitution.
And again, you're not going to agree with him, or you are going to agree with him. That's life. That was a major, major thing. In the election, Trump won. He gets to pick. That's it. But, you know, he's a human being.
And living out daily their judicial oaths to administer justice equally to rich and poor alike.
Trump's like, rich. Mostly rich, though, right? Okay, so blah, blah, blah. You can go look him up if you want. And again, the news is like, oh, you know what? It's not like the end of the world. You know, he's kind of like Scalia, who died in philosophy and style. He's going to be a little more on the conservative side, which we anticipated. Blah, blah, blah. But it's so funny. Trump, like, summoned the 2 front runners. He wanted to have both of them there. And I guess the guy they weren't picking was like, fuck that. I'm not showing up for that shit. Okay, so who is he? Like, he's an actual guy. You can actually look him up. A Colorado native who's in the same Harvard class as Mr. Obama. Gorsuch, like, he's only 49 years old, is known for well-written, measured opinions that are normally, though not exclusively, conservative. We knew that was going to happen. He holds a PhD from Oxford University, not Trump University. I think that's good. Where he was a Marshall Scholar and a pedigree law clerk, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so there you go. That's it. That was all the information. That was all the information of the day, and we all got suckered. I just want everyone to appreciate that. We all got suckered. We all got trapped by Trump and his decision to do the big primetime show and to say, 8 o'clock, show up, it's going to be amazing. But we're all fucking morons. We're all idiots. We don't know who the person he's picking. It's going to be a conservative judge. Who, where, why. We don't. It's just like the drama of it. We cannot help ourselves but to get so worked up and excited about this kind of shit. We go crazy
by nominating Judge Neil Gorsuch of the United States Supreme.
This is what Trump loves, and we love watching. I'm sorry, we do. We do. Because we're dumb people. It was either watch this or watch this girl get a snake in her ear. These were the 2 things. These are the 2 top stories on my show tonight. Which one did you like better? I'd love to hear what you have to say. So the other question regarding Trump's thing, do you think the networks were right to carry this? Get in the chat right now or hop in the comments right now. That is the big question. A lot of people were criticizing. Keith Olbermann was having an aneurysm. Boycott this coverage. Don't watch his coverage. It's propaganda. Yeah, except that he's the president and this is a big issue and people are interested in it. And he won. He wants to go on TV at 8. He's probably going to get to go on TV at 8. That's my opinion. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Let's get in the chat and say hi to everybody. And if you're just joining us for the first time, I'm Daryn Jones. You're watching Daryn Jones Live. Kayla saying Darren's coming to Ottawa on the 10th. Yes, go to my Facebook page. By the way, I've got tour dates. I'm going to Winnipeg in March, Ottawa, and Hamilton. It's going to be amazing. Facebook.com/Daryn Jones. Tour dates are there. I'm going with Dave Mirej. It's going to be like such a funny show. Sheena is going to be in the Hamilton show. I've got some awesome guests coming into each one. Okay, so let's talk about a very tragic story. Obviously, we all know the news. The terrorist attack. 6 Muslims in a mosque murdered. It's a terrorist attack. The perpetrator of the crime white alt-right Trump supporter, piece of shit. I'm not going to show his photo because the guy who did it, rule of law, he gets to go through, he gets to have his trial, but honestly, okay. So the problem is there was a lot of misinformation yesterday about who did the attack, who the gunman was. A lot of incorrect information was going around that the gunman was also Muslim. That was quickly corrected. The problem is not enough news outlets corrected it. They ran with the story and tweeted out the story, the fact that the gunman was also Muslim, and then people wanted to make their own conclusions from there. The problem with the clickbait society, the same clickbait that gives us videos of a woman with a snake through her ear, they're just dying for clicks. They put the news out onto the next. Who gives a shit? You've got to correct it. Because this is worse than fake news. This is erroneous information floating around that people are not going to find out the truth later on. So Fox News was especially egregious. Here's what they put out. And again, it's okay to be wrong with the facts, but in this fake news era, you've damn well got to make sure you correct your mistakes. I'm not saying you can't. When it's a confusing situation, when it's a fluid situation, there are going to be mistakes in reporting. We all understand that. The problem is when stuff like this is not corrected. Suspect in Quebec mosque terror attack was of Moroccan origin, reports show. That was put out yesterday. It was left up. It was not corrected. We knew last night it was a white guy. It was an alt-right white piece of shit who did this. Horrible, horrible human being. So Fox News has a huge responsibility, not only to take this down or correct it, but to loudly proclaim, we got this story wrong. Here's the actual facts. And they didn't do that. So Prime Minister Trudeau asked Fox News to retract. Misleading is a very nice way to put it, about the Quebec mosque shooting. Here's the story, and this really drives me crazy. In tweeting its updates of the story, Fox News did not clarify the identity of the real suspect, Bissonnette, who's a white French-Canadian male, also with alt-right roots, a Trump supporter, which is kind of important these days, especially in light of the Muslim ban. I don't care what you want to call it, it's a Muslim ban. This is important information. Nor did it explain that its original characterization of the suspect as Moroccan was incorrect. Bissonnette was a 27-year-old student, blah, blah, blah. Before the shooting, Bissonnette had expressed extremist, nationalist, and anti-Muslim views both online and to his friends. This is all very, very important information. So, Katie Purchase, who is a spokesperson for the PM, said, earlier today I sent Fox News, I asked them to take down the misleading tweet. Now, to Fox News' credit, they did take it down. The tweet is gone, and the Prime Minister's office thanked them for that. But I'm of the opinion that that's not good enough in this day and age. The correction has got to be broadcast as loudly as the original story. Because you know people aren't coming back to see if it was false or misleading. They're taking that information and running with it. You delete the tweet. You also have to reinforce it and say, we were incorrect. This was our error. The correction matters. And it really does matter. Because if any news outlet wants to be taken seriously these days, that is what you have to do. You have to make sure that if you put out fake news, you've got to correct it ASAP. That's my opinion on that. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. And if you're just joining us for the first time, I'm Daryn Jones. You're watching Daryn Jones Live. And the way this show works, we go live 4 nights a week, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, right here on the old YouTube box. Subscribe. Like, the community we're growing is beautiful. We're like a bunch of platonic friends having a naked shower. And I really think that's a great characterization. And again, if you do correct the news, then you can get away with this kind of shit. If you're flawless in your reporting, in that you correct your mistakes, you do your best to make sure your reports are unbiased and the right information is getting out, and if you do make a mistake, you go doubly hard to correct it. Especially like in a story like yesterday when it was a mosque, it was a terrorist attack by a white alt-right Trump supporter dude. Those details are crucial, especially in light of all the news in the last week. And again, I don't want to make light of the attack and reading about the victims of the mosque terror attack. It's absolutely tragic, and it makes me really, really fucking angry. Really, really angry. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. Hop in the chat. I'd love to hear what you have to say about all this kind of stuff. Because it is Oh, nice. It is absolutely crucial. And again, this was our top story tonight because I'm a dummy.
Today, they suddenly got a little too inseparable.
Well, it felt like he struck at my ear. I like froze instantly. I didn't move because I really thought he was like attacking the side of my head.
How can CNN take it seriously when they put this kind of clickbait shit up? The snake got stuck where? Also, SCOTUS's pick, Trump's Supreme Court pick was who? The snake got caught in the Supreme Court pick? What? The clickbait has got to stop. This is insane. I'd love to hear what you have to say. We're going to hop in the comments. And again, we do the show 4 nights a week, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Hop in the chat. And if you're watching this on replay, get in the chat. Let me know what you think because this is completely a conversation. Facebook.com/Daryn Jones. That's where we post all our stories every morning. I'll leave it up a little longer. Like that? Yeah, good enough. I post stories, you post stories, videos, everything that you're into. That's where we get our information. That's how we do it. And the way the show's growing, I'm just so pleased by that. Yaug is in the chat, my man, Mr. Drone. What's up, brother? Good to see you again. Cutlock Crew's here. S. Lacey is here. Definitely should have posted a correction talking about Fox News and how they didn't get on that fast. Kayla says, I think Fox News already lost all credibility and nobody takes them seriously. The problem is they do some good reporting. The problem with all the news, if you want another editorial from me, the problem with your CNNs and your Fox Newses and your MSNBCs, they spend way too much time on the punditry opinion bullshit. Get back to the facts. We've got enough opinions floating around out there. I don't want to know your opinion. I don't need to know your opinion. What are the facts? Hit me with the facts. Do serious reporting. Get some reporters on the ground where these stories are happening. Where's your reporter in Syria? Oh, you don't have one. Oh, where's your reporter in North Dakota where the pipeline's going in? Oh, you don't have one. Oh, but you'll have 15 white guys discussing abortion on your panel. Great. I wonder why people don't take you fucking seriously. And that's not directed at any network. That's all of them. They're all terrible. Insanely Insane says, hi, Daryn. What's up? Jordan says, I thought it was going to bite her nose. So Jordan was totally into the snake story, which I could totally appreciate. All right, gang. We'll be back here tomorrow night, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. The show's growing in very exciting ways. I have to say, I'm having some interesting conversations about this community. So if you could spread the word, if you get your friends watching, if you talk about it and say that this is something that you like to do every night, Monday through Thursday, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, I would appreciate it. My OGs, I love you. And I will see you tomorrow night on Daryn Jones Live. Have a good night, everybody. Just be chill and cool, right? Go enjoy yourself.